Okay, so in this video we're going to cover part of Chapter 2 of Geometry, and we're going to cover 2.1 and 2.2. And first we're going to go over some vocabulary that will be fundamental in geometry. Definitions are really important in geometry. A definition is a statement that clarifies or explains the meaning of a word, and we use definitions to figure out what certain objects are in geometry. Okay, so a point, a line, and a plane are some of the most fundamental building blocks of geometry. A point is represented by a dot and a letter. We can call this one point A, and it has no size. It's infinitely small, and it only has location. And it's named by a capital letter, so this is point A. A line is a straight arrangement of points that continues infinitely in either direction. It has no thickness, but it has infinite length. And there are an infinite number of points on a line. And a line is named by any 2 points on that line. So this line could be named line AB, and this is the symbol for naming a line. A plane is a flat surface that extends forever. It has no thickness, but it has infinite both length and width, and it's represented by a figure kind of like this, even though that's only going to be a small part of a plane, since it would extend forever. So, okay, collinear points are going to be points like point A and point B from above that are on the same line. So collinear points are points on the same line. Coplanar points are if we had, say, up here, point C and point D, and they're on the same plane, so they're going to be coplanar. So points on the same plane. And space is just simply the set of all points. So it is infinitely big. Okay, so a line segment looks something like this. It is going to be 2 points and all the points between them that lie on that line. And you name a line segment similarly to how you name a line, but without the arrows, because it is a definite length. So endpoints are going to be the 2 points at the end of the line segment, or they can actually be at the end of a ray, which we will cover right now. So a ray is part of a line that has one endpoint, but it extends infinitely in one direction. And a ray is going to be named by 2 points that are on it, one of which, and the first of which, always has to be the endpoint. Okay, now we're going to discuss the parts of an angle. So I'm just going to draw an angle right here. And so an angle is 2 rays that share a common endpoint. So here we might have ray BA and ray BC, and they form an angle. So now the vertex is going to be the common endpoint. So the vertex is B, and the sides are in fact the 2 rays. So this is a side and this is a side. And an angle is going to be named by 3 points, and the middle one is always going to be the vertex, and then there's going to be one from either side. So technically this could be angle ABC, it could also be angle CBA. Okay, so if we have the same angle as before, angle ABC, then to get the measure of that angle, so we have angle ABC, the measure of that angle, we're going to put an M in front of that, and now this means essentially the size of the angle or the rotation that is required to get from one ray to the other. And we measure this in degrees. So to put this in perspective, a circle going all the way around has 360 degrees. Going like that is 180. So think of basically spinning around. And so here I would guess that this angle has approximately 45 degrees, and that's its measure. Because if, say, this is 90, then this would be approximately 45. And, okay, so a little unrelated, but congruent means essentially identical. It means that two objects are the same size as well as the same shape. So you can have congruent line segments, which would have to be exactly the same length. And as well as you could have congruent angles, which would have to have the same measure. And I know I've drawn them so that they're facing the same way, but that isn't actually necessary, so we could have this line segment be congruent to this line segment, and we could have this angle be congruent to this angle as long as the measures are the same. So now you know some of the basic vocabulary of geometry that will help you later.